another session, sir.
Oh, at 11 o'clock exactly.
5 minutes up and down is fine, sir. Not an issue.
Okay, then in case if I delay, if I am making anything delay, you need to give a reminder for me. I think so.
Okay, sir.
No, I have not prepared many slides. Simple, only 12 slides, I think so. 12 or 13 slides.
Okay.
So that's all. So very few slides.
Clear, sir. Slides are very good. Clear.
Good morning, sir. I think sir is connecting now.
Yes, sir. Padma Reddy sir has just joined.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. How are you?
Good, good, sir. How are you?
Fine, fine, sir.
Okay, okay.
You have joined already. Just
I have been trying to check it, sir, whether it is
okay, okay,
okay or not.
okay, okay.
So, sir, how is madam and your
Fine, sir. Fine. All of us are fine. What about you, sir?
we are good. We are good, sir. We are good.
Okay, okay.
When I remember, sir, okay, you have given a good hospitality for me whenever I came there.
Yeah.
Whenever I came there.
That's the minimum thing what we can do, sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah. Madam also always take care of me whenever I come there.
Yeah. Sir. When are you planning to come to India, sir? Next time?
Yeah, sir. Next time when I come to India, definitely I will visit, sir.
Okay. Actually, do you have any plan of coming this year or next year?
Actually, if the COVID situation is subsided, then I can plan for one visit, sir. Maybe in this in 2021, maybe.
21. Okay.
Yeah, already another 3 months to go for 2020. So maybe in 2021.
Okay. What about the college work in your area, sir? Actually, in your university or college?
In our university, they initially stopped, sir. Complete activity is nil for one or 2 months.
Okay.
So, but we have been going to the lab. I never stopped going to the lab.
Okay.
So we followed everything, sir. We have N95 mask.
Okay.
And sanitizers. We have in all the floors. We have sanitizers.
Fine.
And since we are pharmacology, we have always plenty of gloves inside the lab.
Okay.
So there is no way we remove the gloves also.
Okay. So what about the classwork, sir? Classwork online now or blended?
The classwork is online, sir. Everything. My supervisor he takes the classes, pharmacology classes.
Okay.
I think you must be knowing about, sir, that Veeravalli Krishna Kumar.
Sir?
I think you must be knowing about my supervisor.
Name, sir?
Dr. Veeravalli Krishna Kumar.
Yeah. I know.
So
Okay.
He told he has applied one grant in collaboration with.
Yeah, actually we have applied last year, sir, but it's not. I think it was not approved by the government.
Okay.
I tried through my friend Rajsekhar. Actually, I know him when I was pursuing my PhD at Andhra University.
Okay,
at that time, he was also doing his regular PhD along with my one of my colleague at Kadapa, Dr. Rajsekhar. Now he is working with Dr. Reddy's. Dr.
I know him, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Rajsekhar.
when he is about to complete a PhD, I joined in first year, I think so. PhD.
Oh, fine. Okay.
So, one time, sir, Dr. Rajsekhar came to your college. That time, to see him, I came to Anandapur.
Okay. Fine.
So you have invited him as a speaker.
Yeah.
So I met him in your college.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
That is quite long back. Now he is so busy and he is not able to come to college.
Yeah,
And he is
yeah.
saying that whenever you require any help, sir, no problem. I will do from Hyderabad itself. Like,
Okay, okay. Since he belongs to Kadapa, I think he is whenever he goes to native place.
yeah. Actually, we worked together for almost 4 years at Kadapa.
Oh, in the Kadapa. Okay.
Yeah, the college which was closed down. Hmm.
Oh, okay. That was closed down and the batches were moved to other college.
Yeah, at that time he just graduated and joined with us,
Okay.
and no plan of doing his PhD also first.
Morning,
Only
sir.
after the
Okay.
closure of this institute, then he moved to Markapuram, faced some problems, and then he moved to Andhra University, joined as full-time scholar,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
finished his PhD, then moved to industry. Actually, he is a good teacher. Rajsekhar is
Excellent, sir. Yeah, he teaches like he shouts like anything
yeah. He is very good teacher.
in the classroom. His voice is very commanding.
Yeah. Uh,
Uh,
number of times I used to say that actually
Okay.
you should be in teaching line. You should not be in industry. That
Okay.
he also accept. But
Okay.
he is always because of some issues he was forced to join industry and then continue. He is continuing.
Okay. Okay.
Good morning, Mohan Raj.
Good morning, sir.
How is your health now?
Somewhat okay, sir. I'm wearing this brace completely,
Okay.
and here also. Sir.
Okay.
Some shoulder pain or hand pain?
Yes, sir. It is what I mean, posted before 4 days. So what taking care about the joint, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Had your dinner, sir? Shivarati, sir?
Yeah. I had dinner. Pappu,
Oh.
pachadi.
Okay. Okay.
Initially, when I came here, sir, I suffered due to lack of rice.
Okay.
For 1 month, I have taken breads.
Okay. Bread and.
But after 1
Actually,
month,
in USA, I think everywhere it will be available, na Indian food.
available, sir, available. But initially, when I don't have social security number, I don't have separate house.
Okay.
So I used to live with other family. We used to share the kitchen and everything.
Okay.
Sir.
But I was not knowing many things how to prepare all these things. Now I learned, sir, to some extent.
Okay, sir. Fine, sir. Sir, have you shifted the family there to US from Vijayawada, sir?
They are with me.
Okay, sir. Then fine, sir. No problem then.
Initially, for 3 months only, I have not brought the family. After 3 months, they came here.
Okay. This PDF will it when it is going to be completed?
Sir, actually it can be extended up to 5 years, sir. J1 visa.
Okay.
But now I completed 1 year 4 months.
Okay.
So it can be
Okay, sir.
extendable if I want to continue, sir.
Okay.
But already my supervisor is impressed with my performance.
Oh, sir. Fine, sir.
Okay.
So I am doing all this one, sir. Molecular pharmacology techniques and stroke research, sir. We are doing.
Okay, sir.
So we just induce the stroke in animal models, and then we silence the genes specifically in MMP. We are working on MMP12, sir. MMP12.
Okay.
So matrix metalloproteinase 12.
Okay.
So in that area we are working, sir. Okay, we have cancer lab also, extensive cancer lab, and many Telugu people are working here.
Okay, sir.
Even other state, also some of the people are working from Tamil Nadu also.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir.
South
Means,
Indian, sir,
this.
more. South Indian, sir,
Okay,
more.
sir.
How is Krishna Kumar, sir?
Okay, he's doing good, sir. Now what we have is RO1 grant, sir. RO1 grant, it is $1.2 million.
Oh, very good.
So maybe he is applying some few more grants.
Okay, sir.
He was promoted to associate professor, sir.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
And tenure position, permanent position, tenure.
Oh, permanent.
Yes, sir. Tenure.
Please pass on my wishes to him.
Yeah, sir, sure, sir. Sure.
And sir, what is the exact understanding about research collaborator means what, sir?
Initially, when we come here, as soon as complete, immediately after PhD, they will give postdoctoral fellow, sir.
Okay, sir.
But since I have 10 years experience after my PhD awarded,
Yeah, sir.
they cannot give the designation of postdoctoral fellow.
Okay, sir.
So if somebody can come here with a lot of experience, they will give research collaborator.
Means the description of the profile, sir.
Just like a postdoctoral fellow.
Just like a postdoctoral.
Just like a postdoctoral fellow. So from morning to evening, completely we do experiments.
Okay, sir.
There is no teaching.
No teaching,
Okay,
sir. No teaching.
No teaching, sir. Zero teaching. Only complete lab work only. So I live just like industry, but it's not like we don't take much pressure, sir. Just like our Andhra University, whenever we want to go, we can go there.
Okay. Okay.
So during night times also we can work for long time and early morning.
Fine.
So all the keys with us.
Okay. If you are interested to take classes, then they will allow, sir.
Initially, Krishna Kumar sir may give opportunity for me to take one or two classes. Okay, maybe first of all we need to adapt to the here, sir, accent and everything.
Okay.
So now I am working with American students.
Okay.
Maybe my communication should become very easy for them. Then only
Okay,
I should be able to take the class.
Okay.
They can understand, but I need to speak very slowly.
Okay.
But sometimes they speak very quick and very fastly, and I am unable to catch them.
Okay, sir.
But of course, many Chinese people also, here communication is not a barrier, sir. They will try to understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
They will never comment anything. Okay, so they will ask just, okay, could you please repeat or something like that.
Okay, sir. Then fine.
Yeah, even in India, I have seen somebody will comment, but here nobody will comment.
So that culture is not there. That culture is not there.
Because from people from different countries, they are working in the same lab.
Okay.
So we cannot understand, particularly Chinese language, we cannot understand.
Okay.
But our top, the top professor in our university is from China.
Okay, sir.
So he got so many grants. Everybody listens to him, though he explains differently, we unable to understand.
Okay.
అంటే ప్రొనౌన్సియేషన్ మీకు తెలుసు కదా సార్ ఎలా ఉంటుందో వాళ్ళకి లైక్
Different.
ఆల్జిమస్ డిసీజ్ లైక్ అట్లా చెప్తారు అనమాట సంథింగ్ లైక్ సో everybody will try to understand, that's all.
Yeah. This your college is offering PharmD also, no, sir?
Yes.
No, sir, it is completely medical college.
Medical college. Okay.
Medicine students will be here. And we have this is a satellite branch, sir. Main branch is in Chicago.
Okay, sir. Okay.
This university has 4 branches, sir.
Okay.
The main branch is in Chicago.
Okay.
So in the main branch, we have pharmacy also.
Okay.
But so some of the students they will come to the biotechnology department, sir.
Okay.
They while doing project there, they will come to our lab and they will work for project for 6 months, 1
Okay.
year.
Okay. Ramlingam has not joined so far.
Not it, sir.
Yes, sir, not it.
Pavan ఏమి రామలింగం జాయిన్ అవ్వలేదు ఇంకా?
తెలియదు సార్, మెసేజ్ చేశాను సార్ ఆయనకి.
COVID-19 అన్లాక్ ప్రక్రియ ఇప్పుడు దేశమంతా మొదలైపోయింది. అటువంటప్పుడు కేవలం అత్యవసరాల కోసం మాత్రమే
Stop sharing the presentation.
కవర్ లేదా మాస్క్
Sir, 2 minutes, sir.
Can I share it or can I stop sharing?
You can stop there itself, sir.
Build up, sir. That is
What's
sufficient.
Okay.
Mohan sir, we'll start. Ramlingam sir join.
Okay.
Sir,
రామలింగం
Join.
join without
Yes,
video.
sir.
Without video.
Join.
sir, and camera on ఉంది sir.
But no video.
No camera. I'm just. I'm okay. Sivaradi garu, how are you?
Good. Okay.
No, actually, so it's Sunday, no? It's Sunday, no? So I'm little reluctant to.
Okay. I got it.
By the end of your session, I'll be in camera.
Okay.
But you seems to be very thin, right? You lost weight?
Yeah, I lost weight. 10 kgs, around 9 to 10 kgs.
It's all due to workload in laboratory.
No. Because of food.
First 1 month fasting.
Okay, fasting. Okay. And perhaps it's evening for you.
Now it is night 11:30.
Yes. Yeah, 11:30. So it's we are sorry for troubling you because night 11:30 we are making you to present some seminar. It's it's a very tough time because if somebody asks me to present at 11 o'clock, absolutely I say no.
No, that's okay. I presented at this time. This time is more convenient for me on Saturday evening,
Okay.
so that I can sleep on Sunday.
Okay.
That's how I plan. That's how I have given around three talks like Siddharth in Siddharth.
Okay. And I think, dear students, I think pharmacology students, and you can ask so many questions because he is expertise in pharmacology as well as pharmacy practice, and he worked in the area of pharmacology and pharmacy practice also. So right now, yeah, that's what. So it's a good opportunity to the pharmacology and pharmacy practice student to interact. So you just please bear your time to interact and answer the questions which are posted by the students.
Yeah, sure. That's why my presentation.
Present scenario. Because I'll tell you, sir. The present generation, they are in lot of hallucinations.
Yeah.
They are totally away from the reality.
Yeah.
So
really.
let them know exact reality, what exactly need to survive in this competitive world. Let them know it.
Yeah. Yesterday, when they were asking questions to Dr. Eswar sir, I was there till night 2 o'clock.
Oh.
So
actually,
sir has answered very patiently for all the questions.
Yeah, it's already used to do like that only.
Okay.
No, he also very smartly answered. His experience has spoken like anything, and yeah.
Sir, we cannot answer like that. Okay, he has many people like us.
Pure experience, how to answer to students such that they can understand in a better way. Very, very nice, sir.
Yeah.
And sir, Sivaradi sir, and Okay, you just start your session without further delay, and I'll be joining with the video at the end of your session.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Okay, fine,
No.
sir, fine.
Mohanraj sir, we'll start the session. It's already 10
Yeah,
o'clock.
sir. Sure, sir. Sure. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the second day of the International E-Conference on Academia Industry Partnership, Need of the Hour. And today we have 3 sessions. Morning we'll be having 2, and the post-lunch we'll be having a 1 session. And morning session number 1 will be headed by Challa sir, who is a research collaborator in Illinois University, and he is an expert person in pharmacology and pharmacy practice, and he is having nearly 15 years of research experience. And without delay, I ask Dr. Satish to introduce Shiva Reddy sir to this participant. Satish?
Yes, sir. Sir, is my voice audible, sir?
Yes,
Yes,
Satish,
sir.
please continue.
Okay, sir. A warm greetings from the organizing committee members of International E-Conference on Industry Academia Partnership, Need of the Hour. Welcome to the session 3. I feel it as a great privilege for giving me the opportunity to introduce about Dr. Shiva Reddy, sir. Star is pursuing a postdoctoral training as research collaborator in the Department of Cancer Biology and Pharmacology, University Illinois College of Medicine at Peoria. He was awarded a PhD from Andhra University, Andhra Pradesh. He worked as a senior research officer in Glenmark Research Center, Glenmark Pharmaceuticals Limited, and was expertised on various animal models. He played as a key role as a clinical research associate in the field of clinical research. He published his research works in various international journals and continued as a successful peer reviewer and also as a grant reviewer under DST SEP. He was awarded with Junior Scientist Award in Molecular Biology by Dr. Reddy's Laboratories. Apart from this, he is meant for humanity as he contributed his voluntary services in cancer screening medical camps. With his brief introduction, I would like to invite Dr. Shiva Reddy sir to deliver the talk on bridging the gap between academia and industry pharmacology perspective. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for your introduction.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Can I take
Yes, sir,
over?
you can share your presentation, sir.
Okay. Is it visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible. Sir.
Yeah, sir, visible.
Okay, good morning, one and all. So I would like to thank Dr. Padmanabh Reddy sir for giving me this opportunity to deliver a talk which is more highly relevant to the pharmacy field. So maybe many pharmacy colleges they may be facing problem with the bridging the gap between academia and the gap between academia and industry. So this is a really a need of hour for all the institutes to understand various approaches to fill the gap between academia and industry. So similarly, I would like to thank Dr. Mohan Raj Garu and Dr. Ramalingam Garu and other organizers, Dr. Pawan Garu. Okay, so I would like to thank all the participants and faculty members from various institutes for being part of this particular e-conference on academia industry collaboration. So I would like to move on the slides. So what is the need for bridging the industry and academia gap? So we know youth of nation is considered as the wealth of nation. So youth is the more important for any country. So we have 2 strengths in our India. The first of all is our country's age demographic highlight that we are a youth-driven country. So 65% of the population is below 35 years. So our country, we should proudly say that our country has large proportion of the population of the youth. So youth-driven country. So there is a more possibility that we can promote the we can enhance the growth of the economy by guiding the youth in right direction, and by guiding the graduates to get the employment. And similarly, we have another strength to pharmacy field is pharmaceutical industry in India is one of the most developed industries of the country and third largest in the world. So, so fortunately, two things here. So we have a large proportion of the youth in our country, and we have a large proportion of pharmaceutical companies in India. So this is a right match because we have both the strengths are favorable to pharmacy field. And as Dr. Yeswareddy sir mentioned in the previous talk, we have more pharmaceutical companies there than the pharmacy colleges. Okay, we have more number of pharmaceutical companies than the pharmaceutical than the pharmacy college, pharmacy institutes all over the world. So this is a there is a very possibility that okay, each pharmacy college can collaborate with the pharmaceutical industry. So there is a, because we have more number of pharmaceutical companies than the pharmacy colleges. However, the expectations of the industry from graduates are not met with most of the times. Most of the pharmacy graduates are unemployable due to okay, insufficient skills which are meeting the requirements of the standards of the industry. And there is hence there is a constant need to fill the gap between academia and industry. So what are the challenges for bridging the gap between academia and industry? So this is from academic point of view. So we have many challenges. Okay, some of the challenges which were discussed by the previous speakers, like Dr. Rao Lumudi Garu mentioned so many things, like academic institutes should take initiation, and they should draw the attention, and they should pull the companies to come to the college to make collaborations. Or so it is mainly the colleges should go forward and take the initiation to bring the attention of the industries to collaborate. So here, some of the challenges I have mentioned here. The restrictive internal policies and procedures of the institution hinder innovation and collaboration. So the particular universities, they have specific internal policies and procedures that may not that may hinder the collaboration between the industry and the academia. And there are so many restrictive internal policies might interfere with the collaboration, and lack of infrastructural support and R&D facilities to support such a collaboration. We have so universities may be equipped with the infrastructure well, but however, the affiliated academic institutes under the university might they might be having less infrastructural support, or sometimes very insufficient infrastructure to conduct the experiments, and particularly R&D facilities. You need to have more R&D facilities to support collaborations from the industry. So very few institutes or very few universities, universities like central, state level and central level, they are doing good. But however, as far as the small academic institutes are concerned, then they need to. So we are facing the problem due to the lack of sufficient equipment or sufficient trained faculty members, and some of the challenges are the faculty is unaware of the reality of the industrial scenario and trends, and therefore cannot provide adequate skills to the students. So faculty should understand the reality of the industrial trends and industrial methods. So how we need to teach the concepts, keeping in view that the industrial scenario in the mind all the time, and the trends and so therefore the faculty, since they are not industry based training, they don't have much industry based training. So it is difficult to provide adequate skills to the students. So I feel that okay, the faculty members, it is better to have some kind of industrial training at some point at some point of time in their career, maybe 3 months or 6 months, maybe 1 year. So that could help the students to train in a better way to meet the needs of the industry. And lack of policies to make skill development and training mandatory. Skill development and training mandatory for the faculty members. So most of the faculty, they are comfortable with the normal traditional teaching methods, traditional teaching, and they are confined to the institute. And if they, I suggest that the faculty members should take more interest in learning new skills, and they should approach the industry. But however, if in case the policies of the government or policies of the university are created in such a way that the faculty should take the skill development and training program mandatory for the mandatory as per the university norms, or something like UGC norms, or there should be some norms or policies to make the skill development training mandatory for all the faculty members who are working in the academic institutes. This will definitely improve the experimental skills of the students. So indirectly, because the faculty is more important component of the education system. And lack of incentive to the faculty, and no proper recognition is given for the faculty who are well trained and skillful with the industrial experience. So we can't like treating each and every faculty in an equal manner. It doesn't serve the purpose. So we need to identify the faculty who are more skillful and with more industrial experience, and he is bringing to the faculty who brings more funding to the academic institute. They should be given some some rewards or awards, something like that. Okay, then this may be like incentives to the faculty that will stimulate the faculty to further improve the facilities, or further improving the research facilities, and so that ultimately the beneficiaries are the students. So when we create research research environment, or more practical environment, the students are they can understand the industrial environment in the institute. And less active university industry interaction cell in the college campus. So we have many institutes have university and industry interaction cell, but okay, it is most of the time it is less active. We don't see much interaction with the university and with the industries. So I just suggest this merely having the interactions, merely having institute and industry interaction cell is not sufficient. They should penetrate into the society, or they'll go to the industry. They'll talk to the people. They should make more industrial contacts, industrial connections, so that okay, to bring the faculty as a visiting faculty. Or okay, so we should invite the industry experts to give the visiting faculty as a visiting faculty members. So some kind of interaction should be there with the help of this industry interaction cell. Okay, coming to as far as the curriculum is concerned, revised new M.Pharm pharmacology and B.Pharm syllabus filled the most of the gaps between academia and industry. This is a positive thing that was happened in our pharmacy education system. So okay, I am quite happy to see that there are so many important components are added in the are incorporated in the our our pharmacy B.Pharm, both B.Pharm and M.Pharm curriculum. Already PharmD curriculum is very good when it was designed. So now, okay, we are happy that okay, the many curriculum standards are elevated to the greater level. So, okay, in this particular slide, I am going to discuss about okay, introducing cellular and molecular pharmacology. So now the research is happening at cellular and molecular level. This is in theory part they have included cellular and molecular pharmacology, as well as they have included some of the practicals in cellular and molecular pharmacology also. So introducing they have introduced extrapolation. The regulatory authorities they have introduced the extrapolation of in vitro data to preclinical data and preclinical data to clinical humans. So we have in industry in DMPK lab, generally the animal data is extrapolated to humans. So we have so many allometric methods, some methods. There are so many methods, and some softwares are used to extrapolate the animal data to humans. So this is really appreciable. Some of the important components were added in the syllabus. And pharmacology practical 1 serves good to bridge the gap between academia and industry. So this is really wonderful. I have seen so many practicals which are highly applicable to industry. I have seen like PCR, custom blotting techniques, and many more techniques were included in the practicals. But I'm just worried whether it is really feasible to conduct the experiments in the academic institutes. So I'm just worried about the academic institute, but university level, they are okay. Maybe the facilities are provided, but in the academic institutes, we need to make sure that okay, the facilities are provided to conduct all these experiments. And the clinical research and pharmacovigilance and the principles of drug discovery. These two subjects are incorporated in the new syllabus in the M.Pharm pharmacology. It's really a great thing to have clinical research and pharmacovigilance. These two subjects are already there in PharmD curriculum, but however, they are included in M.Pharm pharmacology curriculum. So I am quite happy to see that pharmacovigilance subject in M.Pharm pharmacology. Particularly, many of the students they are going to pharmacovigilance, and some of the students they are going to clinical research. So it is really an important thing. And principles of drug discovery. So this is also crucial because some of the students they will go to pure drug discovery. That could be useful to fill the gap. Overall, the practicals using software tools helps make the students more easily employable in industry. So it's really very important to include the practicals using the software tools. So nowadays, with the many changes happened in industry, they are using many software tools. If the students are very familiarized and expertise with the software tools, like some of the software tools I mentioned in the last slide of the presentation. So, however, this is a good initiation by the policy makers, and the syllabus was revised almost like sufficiently to meet the standards of the industry. But there are certain okay, so I would like to discuss here challenges, some challenges in practicals of the pharmacology. So with the new syllabus, okay, most of the time, okay, here I am talking about more relevant to the new syllabus. The UGC, and one more thing here, the UGC issued the directive that the animal experimentation should be stopped in academic institutes at B.Pharm level. So at B.Pharm level, the students they should based on only animal simulators. We have some simulators to conduct the animal experiments. So the students have less opportunity to expose to the demonstrations of the animal experiments at B.Pharm level. So if they want to expose to these experiments, they need to go to some industry or some places, some research institutes where they can expose to the animal experimentation at B.Pharm level. So, however, at postgraduate level, there is no restriction. So they are going to do many. They are going to do experiments as well as they are going to do project work. So in M.Pharm pharmacology, so there is no problem. At postgraduate level, inadequate equipment and facilities in the institutes to carry out the experiments of new M.Pharm syllabus. This is the point I was explaining in the previous slide. So we need to make sure that some of the experiments are more advanced in the recent syllabus. So we need to make sure that the equipment is sufficient and facilities are sufficient to carry out all these experiments in the academic institute. So it is the responsibility of the regulatory authorities or responsibility of the particular academic institute to see that the students are benefited with all these experiments. And insufficient experimental skills for the faculty members to carry out some of the practicals in new M.Pharm syllabus. So new M.Pharm syllabus, they mentioned like PCR experiments and Western blotting experiments and some of the toxicology experiments like reproductive toxicology, genotoxicity. So many of the experiments, even academicians are not familiarized with these experiments. So particularly the faculty need to take the training for conducting these experiments. So for this, maybe the faculty needs to be encouraged to go to industry and learn these particular. For learning molecular biology techniques, they can be worked with collaboratively with the biochemistry departments in the same university. Since biochemistry department and biotechnology department, they are working more on PCR and Western blotting techniques and some of the genomic experiments. So that is the reason some of the experiments like toxicology studies, merely studying theory may not help. So the faculty also need to be trained. For this, maybe the universities should take initiation to conduct the skill development programs for this new syllabus, or they need to take the initiation to go to the industry and learn the techniques. And lack of funded projects for academic researchers to provide a laboratory environment to the students to impart practical training. So obviously we do agree because we have less funded projects at private academic institutes. So though universities, they are getting more funding. So in this scenario, okay, the students are not going to witness the research environment in the college unless they have some funded projects. So funded projects will bring so many equipment in the institutes so that the students have easy access to the advanced instrumentation. So this is the one thing we need to focus on. And poor interest shown by the students to acquire experimental skills. So though the colleges are conducting so many workshops and so many skill development programs with a lot of demonstrations of the experiments, we see students are showing less interest to learn and to learn experimental skills. So definitely this is going to affect with the skills of the graduates who are passing out of the college. So it is ultimately students should take the benefit out of any workshop or any. They should approach the faculty to go to some research labs so that faculty can help them to learn something. So it's not the, yesterday we heard all the speakers, they were telling, okay, it's not the degree or certificate that matters. So what matters is only the skills that skill set that makes you to get the job. So that's why we need to focus on skills rather than the certificates. Okay, there are a few lacking in M.Pharm syllabus, in M.Pharm pharmacology syllabus. With my industrial experience, I found certain things are still to be included in the syllabus. Drug receptor theories. Okay, in drug receptor theories, we have some textbooks. They mentioned, okay, still some old receptor theories, but we have ternary complex theory that was extra, that was added the drug receptor theories based on the recent advancements in the research. So shield analysis also one of the important thing to be incorporated in the syllabus. That was I have seen many M.Pharm syllabus in throughout India. So NIPER, okay, NIPER syllabus included shield analysis, and so but I could not see in the PCI syllabus. Under the drug receptor binding studies, also drug receptor binding studies may be theoretically may be useful to the students. So it is not mentioned in theory also. So we have saturation binding studies, competitive binding studies. The student should know how the drug receptor binding studies are conducted in the lab. Theoretically, they should know about it. So it is not possible to do the lab experiments because we should do these experiments in the radioactive lab. So it's not feasible to provide the radioactive lab at the level of academic institutes. So at least we should have this topic in the theory. And similarly, cell culture techniques. Cell culture techniques are more useful for doing research, and so cell culture techniques, it was included in the theory but not in the practicals. So so in my university also we work most of the time on cell culture techniques, because many cancer work is going on cell culture using the cell culture techniques. So hence we need the cell culture techniques practicals to be included maybe in the revised syllabus. So real-time PCR experiments. So all of us we know, okay, today COVID-19 test is conducted using real-time PCR. So okay, it is used for diagnostic purpose. But however, in the research institutes, the basic thing is also real-time PCR experiments. This PCR experiments are included in the syllabus, but real-time PCR experiments are to be included in the syllabus. And bridging strategies to improve academic industry gap. So okay, here there are certain approaches or strategies to improve the gap, to fill the gap between. So I mentioned, sorry, here to improve the academic industry gap. That means I mean to say to fill the gap. Okay, so mandatory student internship in industry. So here, normally when the student approaches the industry, they will not encourage them to participate in the industry, to do some internship in the industry. So if it is mandatory as per the syllabus, as per the curriculum, as per the regulations, if it is mandatory, then okay, then they can easily approach the industry and they can do internship. So 3 months internship or 6 months internship, mandatory internship is necessary for them to be trained, to be able to suitable to industry. In the similar way, industrial experts as advisory members, these are some of the things we all know about it, but still it's not under implementation. So okay, whenever we have some national workshops, and even okay, industrial experts are generally invited for the visiting faculty, and even advisory in the institute advisory board. It is better to have industrial experts so they can guide the curriculum. They can guide many things. They can give the updates about what are the expectations of the industry and what is exactly going on in the academics. they can try to fill the gap. That's why so industrial experts need to be included. Simply on paper, it may not be useful, but in reality, it should happen. Like advisory members we should take the inputs of advisory members and implement them in the academic institute. Then only it is useful. So so just simply names, just including names on the paper, it doesn't help. So industrial experts as visiting faculty. So like in Hyderabad, if the institute is in like cities like Hyderabad, the more visiting faculty, the industrial experts are easily available in cities. So industrial experts they visit the institutes very frequently, but in the academic institutes which are located in rural areas, it is very difficult to get the industrial experts as a visiting faculty, because they find the faculty, the industrial experts, they may find it difficult to reach the rural places and more frequently. So at least we need to have like industrial experts as a visiting faculty for every 2 months or every 3 months. So some of the guidelines they mentioned, even visiting faculty should be the number of visiting faculty should be equal to the core faculty. So this is really practically difficult, but however, we need to include more number of visiting faculty from industry, and they should actively participate periodically and more frequently to bring the industrial knowledge to the academics. And training opportunities in research incubation centers. So already it was discussed about the previous speakers, and it was discussed by the previous speakers. Here, when the institute has their own research incubation center, there's some of the companies, some of the entrepreneurs, they will come and work there. Some of the research companies, they are going to work in the institute. The students will get more opportunity to see the research and to see the industrial or corporeal environment in the college itself. So whenever they want some facility, they want to utilize they can utilize the facility, and they can directly see how industrial environment works, and how the standard operating procedures, and how calibration and all these things really maintained in the industry. That brings the students more proximity to the industry scenario. So academic study leave and sabbatical leave for a faculty. So I see some of the countries they inculcate, they are implementing this policy. Academic study leave, which was implemented in Australia. So for every 3 years, the academic faculty member is given leave for 1 year to learn some new techniques and new skills from industry or from research institutes. So in USA, it is a sabbatical leave for faculty members. So for every 7 years, so they can take the leave for 6 months or 1 year to learn the advanced techniques, and they can visit the industries. So they can visit the research institutes. So maybe this could definitely fill the gap between academia and industry. So it's okay. It may not be feasible. It may not be feasible at small academic institutes. Small academic institutes. Maybe at least we should encourage the faculty members to go to the industry for 2 months or for 1 month. Okay, so already the faculty members are burdened with a lot of administrative work and a lot of academic work. So we know, I know that being a faculty member, I worked for last 10 years. Earlier, I worked like a faculty for 10 years. So then I know how many responsibilities were given to faculty member. It is really difficult to handle, to learn, to go outside the industry and learn the things. But unless unless the management of the institute and the authority of the institute should encourage the faculty to take 2 months leave or months leave for learning new things. So it is a paid leave. So they are being paid, and they should visit the industry, and they should get back. They should bring the knowledge to the practical knowledge to the institute. This is the benefit with the academic study leave and sabbatical leave. So on consultancy projects with industry. So we know, okay, we can do some consultancy projects with industry that will help to get some equipment and to get some facility at the institute and to get some funding. And student industrial tours and visits. Student industrial tours and visits are more important to motivate the students really towards their career. So when I was in B.Pharm, so I visited. I worked for 1 month in Dr. Reddy's laboratories. There, I used to estimate the moisture content using the Carl Fisher equipment. I don't remember exactly, but I used to estimate the moisture content of the tablets daily. For 1 month, I continuously did the same thing, only one task throughout the day. So, but I was trained vigorously for 1 month. So, like I know how the people are working in industry there for 1 month, even my B.Pharm. So, similarly, I visited in my PG, during my PG, I visited CCMB, IACT, NIN. So, it is a visit of 10 days. Continuously, we visited so many industries and research labs. So, when I see the CCMB, I really inspired by seeing the facilities there, and then the research is going on at molecular level. So I was really inspired with the CCMB scientists. So really, it is a dream for doing work in real CCMB, and even IACT also it is doing very good. So the animal facility at IACT is really wonderful. For the first time, okay, when I was studying B.Pharm, M.Pharm, I visited that IACT animal facility. Is really wonderful. So when we expose it to the outside, some industrial exposure will definitely help to motivate the students to further go ahead with the career. So some of the bridging strategies to improve academic and in the industry to fill the gap. So ensure curriculum adaptations moves as fast as possible, as fast as with the pace of industry change. We know the changes are happening in industry very rapidly. So it is more dynamic. So more and more technology and advancements are happening in industry. So it is very difficult to keep pace with the developments of the industry. So curriculum needs to be revised in order to keep pace of the industrial change. So curriculum revision must be periodically, like for every 5 years, or it depends on the necessity, or at least we need to have periodical change of the curriculum, so as per the needs, and collaborate to develop learning models and tailored degree courses to meet the needs of the industry. So some of the professions, they are following this tailored degree courses. So apart from our curriculum, if the industry suggests something, some technology, like for example in printing technology in Sutix, something like that. So if they want some special technology to be taught to the students, so such type of courses are new courses or new courses are designed, and they can be taught with the help of the industrial experts or with the academic experts. So that is called tailored degree courses. So as per the needs, as per the industrial needs, we need to teach certain courses specifically to meet the requirements of the industry. And developing giant academic industry degree course models. So these giant academic industry course models are mainly the courses, these models where the faculty from academia and industry train the students. So in the giant academic industry course models, both the industry faculty and academic faculty both are going to teach in the courses. So this is a good idea to fill the gap. I do not know, but okay, maybe this is happening some okay national institute at the level of national institutes like in IITs and some national institutes. But however, this can be practiced at the academic level, at the small academic institutes levels. So it is all in the interest of the academic institute to fill the gap. And the development of research-based teaching materials. So whatever the teaching concepts or material we provide, that must be research-oriented. So traditional teaching may be useful to some extent to understand the theory, but however, we need to train the students in more research-based. They should understand okay, how exactly it is practically done, and okay, so then those things need to be taught. And we need to have proper feedback mechanisms from the industry about the performance of recent processes in industry. So when somebody joined in industry for very recently, 6 months ago, so we can ask the industry like we can take the feedback mechanism. We can take the feedback from industry so that okay we can identify what is the lacune which was present in the our graduate. So this feedback mechanism may help to see how well they are performing in the industry. If there is any gap, the industry should communicate to the academic institute. These are certain things which are not, which are expected, but which are lacking in the freshers, so that the academic institute can train them in a better way. And alumni networking and developing broad-based relationships. So alumni networking is also going to be going to be helpful. So alumni is always they are humble and they have more gratitude towards the teachers and the institutes. So they always give back to the institute. So it is the initiation of the institute. Okay, how well they maintain the relations with the alumni, and how do you make the alumni more involved in the activities in the college, and categorize the students based on their aspirations to prepare them to suitable area of industry. So it is like a farms is a broad area, and we know there are it is a broad field. We have multiple areas, so one cannot focus on multiple areas, and we cannot train them in so many areas. So rather than training them in multiple areas, so we can just categorize the students based on their aspirations. If somebody wants to go to pharmacovigilance, you give them some training in relation to the pharmacovigilance. If somebody wants to go to the clinical trials, you train them to be better fit to the clinical trials. Okay, so depending on the student interest, we need to identify the student interest so that we know okay, we can adopt the systems to train in a better way. So if you train the student in so many multiple areas, he doesn't know, okay, he is not getting expertise in a particular area. So that's what to become master in a particular area, like some of the institutes they are providing the training in the Argus database for pharmacovigilance, and some of the institutes they may giving training in the SaaS software, like some of the institutes. They can here some of mainly M.Pharm pharmacology students they should focus on the project works. So while doing project works, they will come to know whether they are interested in in vitro pharmacology work or in vivo pharmacology work. That okay. So we should students should understand okay what exactly they want and where exactly they want to work. So based on that, the students can be encouraged in that direction. So they can, that's why students also should focus on particular area in order to develop the skills in that in the chosen area. So placement cell interaction with industry to bring campus interviews. Okay, it should play a more important role to make more connections with the industry and bring the campus interviews and industry-oriented projects during Master of Pharmacy or employment-oriented projects during Master of Pharmacy. So Master of Pharmacy during Master of Pharmacy, the project work is very crucial. So during interviews, they mainly the industry will look at the project work, the type of the project work that was carried out, and the depth of the project work. They see what are the findings and whether the findings are published or not. Okay, so how valid the work is. So it should meet the standards of the industry. That is the reason the project work also can be done in collaboration with the industries. That is more encouraged. And if the facilities are available at the institute, okay, it is okay to carry out the project at the academic level. But the professors must guide the students in such a way that they should be learning the sufficient experimental skills during the project work. So unless the students are doing the project work with the complete experimental skills and all those things, then only we need to allow the students to pass out of the institute. So if they are not fulfilling the experimental skills during the project work or anything, we should not let the students to pass out of the college without learning the techniques or skills. So yeah, in the merely getting the degree doesn't help. Okay, and dissemination of research findings, either in the paper publication or patent, to enhance the visibility by industry. So we cannot simply dispose the publication as a small thing, or patent is always respected. I know it, but some people just they will take the publication as a small thing. But publication in a good reputed journal is not an easy thing. So the publication itself speaks that okay, you did some good methods in the research work. So if it is not published, then the research work, whatever is done, if it is neither published nor patented, so it is of no use. So we should bring some technology out of it, or at least some recognition out of it. So it may be useful to get the job for the postgraduate students. Okay, so I mentioned some of the important points about faculty perspective. So they how to bridge the gap between industry and academia, the faculty perspective. So faculty recruitment process shall be given preference to the skills acquired by the faculty in industry and CSR research labs or reputed universities. So during the faculty recruitment process, there should be a component that okay, there must be some weightage for the industrial training, or okay, industry based training, or some research based training, and we should analyze okay, what kind of skills they acquired during doctorate program, or what kind of skills really they are going to be useful to the students. This is going to be beneficial in the academic institutes. The faculty with experimental skills and research grants shall be rewarded and awarded periodically in the academic institutes. This point already I mentioned it. And interdisciplinary collaborations within the institute or outside the institute. So this is nowadays the research is happening with interdisciplinary collaborations. So like bioinformatics people are working with the pharmacy people, and pharmacy people are working with the biochemistry people, biotechnology. So sometimes we need to work with engineering people. This is like interdisciplinary. So we need to have interdisciplinary collaborations either within the institute, like within the institute, like pharmacology should collaborate with the analytical department. The pharmacology can collaborate with the pharmaceutics department. So interdisciplinary collaborations are also lacking in many of the institutes, because we are living like a living in the isolated world. So it should not be like that. So interdisciplinary collaborations will bring many things. Students can go to some biology department, some botany department, or zoology department. So they can learn some other techniques in the zoology department. So sometimes we need to work with the genetics department. So genetics department, they are going to teach our students certain new things. So when the student is working under a professor, that professor should have more collaborations with the different teams, so that the student is also going to exposed to the different fields. That is definitely going to help the students to have more multiple task managers, so they can handle like biology techniques, they can handle like pharmacy techniques. So it is like a good thing to do the things here. So you can't wait. Okay, pharmacy institutes, they don't have to collaborate with every time pharmacy institute only. They can collaborate with some other departments like biochemistry, biotechnology. So this could be beneficial. Okay, so then faculty can be split into research faculty and teaching faculty. So this is the concept which was there in the USA. So we can't, for example, okay, the faculty, teaching faculty, they are highly, they have burdened with a lot of teaching things. So it is very difficult for them to focus on research. At the same time, research faculty, when they are concentrating on research, they cannot focus on teaching. So that is the reason this concept I do not know, but it is really working very good in USA. The research faculty always do research, and they have very occasionally go for teaching. But in case if demand, if it is if it is required, then they will go to teaching. But teaching faculty, they are completely confined to teaching. So they are not going, they are doing very less research. So this concept may be useful in the long run for Indian curriculum education system. Maybe in the down the line in the coming 10 years or 20 years. So it can be considered. The universities can open skill development centers equipped with advanced equipments to impart training for the faculty of affiliated colleges. So when academic institutes, when they are they lack the facilities, the academic institute they lack the facilities. Sometimes university can open the skill development centers equipped with advanced equipments to impart the training for the faculty of the affiliated colleges. So this is also one of the things we can consider in the future. Maybe the universities should be ideal to be followed by all the affiliated colleges. So nowadays the interaction between academic institutes and university it is very less. So the affiliated colleges they can learn so many things from the universities. So universities they are the role models to do research and getting funds, and the many skills we can learn from the university professors. That is the reason a lot of research is happening at central universities in the Indian scenario, in the central universities and many big universities. And the policies needed to make faculty training programs mandatory in our education system. So this point already I might have mentioned in the previous slides. Faculty training should make it mandatory for the so that the faculty can easily go to industry and learn it. This slide is completely meant for the students. The skills expected from the student to meet the requirements of industry. This is the important slide for all the students. So these are the things they need to develop during curriculum and after curriculum. When they are placed in industry, they should maintain all these things. They should have core basic knowledge and strong fundamentals. So though you learned a lot of advanced techniques and anything, so basic knowledge should be there for each and every student. So somebody asks, okay, what is bioavailability? If they cannot define, okay, it is very difficult for him to sustain to be taken into the industry. So there are certain basic things and basic knowledge. Like when somebody is giving interview, they will ask what is AUC, what is Tmax, what is Cmax. Okay, so what does Tmax speaks about? So small things, but very important. So certain things, if they are not able to, the students are not able to perform, then they are not easily absorbed by the, they are not easily taken up by the industry. And the competency in technical and experimental practical skills. So we need to check okay, how efficient he is doing in his experimental skills, and communication skills are needed. and work ethic and right attitude. This is more important than anything else. So when somebody has a good work ethic and right attitude, then only they can sustain in industry. They can work in a team. Otherwise, they cannot work in the team. So we should always maintain the healthy environment in the team where you work there. So that will help you to progress yourself. Okay, and then problem solving abilities. Problem solving abilities comes with the experience in the industry. So when you do some experiment, so you failed in the experiment, you try to solve the problem. So every day you are going to face on daily basis, okay, you are going to face some problem. So I know with the experience of industry and with the experience of research in my research lab. So on daily basis, okay, I face many problems in the experiments, but okay, we continuously solve the problems by finding the solutions. So we just go back thinking, okay, what happened in this step, what happened in this step. So we retrospectively think about it, okay, what happened exactly, and then we check it and we can correct it. So sometimes we have some problem in the procedures, we have to revise the methods. The problem solving abilities, we cannot simply say that, okay, I can't do it. So you should be able to solve the problem at any point of time in the research lab or in your industry. So team player attitude, getting along with the teammates. So this is very crucial. Even though even though one has capabilities to work independently, but the people most of the time the interviews they will see you whether you can play the good team player role or not. And the ownership, commitment, and dedication. So yeah, wherever you work there, okay, you need to have commitment to the work and dedication. Okay, you should be dedicated to the work. So you should feel responsible to okay, whatever you do it in the experiment or in the industry. So it's not that okay, somebody is okay, some supervisor is present, that's why I will work it. So you should take commitment to complete the given task. That will definitely, so yeah, the institute is going to retain you for longer time. So you will become a dependable person in the lab or in the industry. So for that, okay, you need to have commitment and dedication in the whatever the duty you do it, and adaptability and flexibility to face the changes of the environment. Suddenly, okay, sometimes okay, we may have to take extra responsibilities in the lab. Okay, sometimes okay, we need to move to one lab to another lab. Okay, so some sudden changes happens in the industry. So we need to adapt and we need to adapt very quickly to make it in the industry. So okay, when you see the corporate world, so many things. So initially for 1 or 2 months, you need to adapt many things. So we need to have adaptability and flexibility to get along with the people and get along with the things. And decision making capabilities, and critical thinking about science and logical approach. Continuous learning to keep pace of new technology. So you learn something today in the industry, so tomorrow again you need to learn the things. So whether you work in academia or industry, learning is a continuous process to keep pace of new technology. So if you want to sustain, so definitely you need to learn it. So learning is a continuous process that we need to realize, and all the students should realize okay, learning is a continuous process, and endless passion towards his or her field and a strong vision to accomplish his goals. So if somebody has no passion, motivation, okay, so it is very difficult for them to sustain in the industry. It is very difficult because they should have some vision. Okay, I want to become okay, within 5 years I want to become a team leader. Within 10 years I want to become a manager. Something like that. We should have a strong vision so to accomplish his goals. So without vision, okay, they can't work for a long time. They definitely quit in the middle of the job somewhere. These are some of the internship opportunities I searched in the literature, and I am providing here. Summer internship in IA, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, for the students. Summer internship in NIPER, Hyderabad, and CCME, summer CCMB, summer training program on CSIR labs. And we have okay, one internship program at Biocon and GVK Biosciences So many companies, they are providing project training programs. Project training programs, they are going to they are going to pay minimal pay, or sometimes we need to work for 3 months, like just like a training, and many more internships students need to explore. So I provided only some of the internships here, but if you want to check, you can do it. You can explore more things in the Google. The skill development training programs. If you want to learn some special skills, there are some institutes I have mentioned here. Rajiv Gandhi Center for Biotechnology offer training. CCMB offers a skill development program in biological sciences, and workshops conducted by state universities and central universities may be useful to train for that, to impart the training for the faculty. And training on software tools, like some of the tools like bioinformatics tools and medicinal chemistry, molecular docking tools, and pharmaceutics and pharmaceutical and pharmacokinetic tools. There are so many software tools. Okay, we can, if somebody takes the training on the software tools, maybe the students they have more. It may facilitate the job availability for the students. External business service agencies emerged to offer training to the faculty and students. So some of the some docking studies. Okay, all these are many private institutes they are offering in Hyderabad and in some Bangalore. The faculty or students can approach them. These are the paid services by the private institutes. Software tools that facilitate the employability of the students in industry sector. So I mentioned only few softwares which are relevant to the pharmacology and pharmacokinetics and some pharmacovigilance softwares. But however, there are so many softwares in relation to the pharmaceutics and medicinal chemistry. So the students are trained in these particular softwares, so they can get along with the job in very easily. Like here, the Phonex Vinolin software tool is used for pharmaco-PK data analysis. It is commonly used in DMPK labs in industry. So Vinolin software, it is a paid version, and many softwares are paid versions. But if the academic institutes, if they have research labs, then they can purchase the software so that you can get trained. So I know a non-MEM software may be available with the Kakatiya University and some Manipal University and some of the JSS Mysore. So this software tool is available with some of the reputed institutes. So this is population PK modeling. It is included in even in PharmD curriculum. So these tools may be useful to get the job in a particular area where they are going to work in population PK modeling. And Argus database and Aris G database software tools. So this is what I mentioned earlier. So some of the students who are interested in pharmacovigilance, they can be, so this type of the students can be given training in the institutes on the Argus database, so that they are familiar with the databases. So these things will facilitate the students to get the jobs and to get along with the softwares in the company very easily. And the SAS and the R software, statistical software tool used in clinical trials. Okay, and these are mainly useful in clinical trial. And GraphAd, Prism, and Sigma Stat softwares used for statistics. So I have learned this GraphAd Prism software in when I worked in Glenmark Pharmaceuticals. So they have trained me for 2 to 3 months on this particular software. So, but it helped me to carry out the data analysis at the end of the experiments. So all the data, okay, we have submitted to the regulatory authorities using this GraphAd Prism software. So single software may be sufficient to do the daily activity in the industry. So review manager software, Revman software, it is called as the Revman software. Most commonly, the PharmD students, they are using the softwares to do meta-analysis, and the EpiInfo software is used to carry out the epidemiology studies. So there are other softwares like docking softwares. I have no much idea about medicinal chemistry tools and the pharmaceutical QBD software tools. You can explore more about all those softwares. So finally, the conclusion I would like to convey here: the government of regulatory body and the government regulatory bodies of arms education need to ensure that academic institutes maintain the equipment, infrastructure, and competent faculty to implement new BPharm and MPharm syllabus as per PCI. And academic institutes must be proactive in reaching out to industry to make collaborations and to take support or advice. And industries need to extend their support, okay, as they are beneficiaries of industry academic collaboration. Finally, the benefit is the beneficiary is industry. So when we train the students, the finally fruits are the fruits are seen in industry. That is the reason industry is going to get benefited. So industry should extend the support to the academic institutes so that the academic and industry collaborations may lead to more productive citizens, more productive graduates or citizens of India. So then that definitely is going to help to further promote the innovation and economic development. And faculty members are the key players to produce the best products to meet the industrial needs. So faculty members are the key players. We know. So without faculty members, we cannot produce the best students out of the institute. So among all these, faculty members are crucial thing. So when you retain the faculty members with a highly skilled personnel, and with more grants, so they are going to produce more powerful students to students out of the college, and those students may be the future leaders. So lastly, I would like to say present students are the future leaders whose contribution is crucial for the growth of the country in all aspects. So now the students they never forget the institute and they never forget the teachers. So the students which are coming out of the institute, they are the powerful leaders, and they will become powerful. They are going to occupy the big positions in the industry and academia as well. Okay, thank you. Hello.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Dear participants, now the session is open for questions. If you have any questions, please post them in the question answer session. It will be asked to the speaker.
Hello.
Okay. Hello.
Sir, it's a kind of open discussion because he worked in India, a private institution, moreover it's a respected organization, and now you are to US. And what do you feel the role of this private management and principal in integrating the research interest among faculty members? Do you feel what is existing in India is adequate? Because in my view, it's not correct, because many faculty, they enter into many faculty, excuse me, sorry. So many faculty, they enter into teaching institution with a lot of hopes, like career building, and they expect a lot of prosperity from the teaching. But what happened ultimately, except a few institutions, and majority of the faculty who enter into the teaching institution, and they lost their research minding as well as the research scope. They are disappointed, and these are things happening. So that is the reason now it's very difficult to get a quality faculty into the organizations. It's all it's all like whatever the system, whatever the scenario which is showcased by this situation, whatever the case. Now even the good institution are also not getting a good faculty members. Though we
Yes,
say
correct.
that we have facility, we have facility, it's very difficult. So, what do you feel?
Yeah, the faculty members, um, they if they have job satisfaction, and if they are happy with the we only with the traditional teaching, they can't. It will become very routine for doing teaching, only teaching. So definitely, if they want to continue in the academics, they should have some research component. Then only it is more interesting, and management should encourage them. Management should encourage the faculty to apply for more funds, and even uh, they, they should extend more support to the faculty members in all the aspects, in all aspects.
But the situation is what is going on over here, nothing bad. Even I can see, and many of my friends, those are potent enough. They're potent enough. I mean, the what called as they're potential enough to do research. They were in academics, and what happened over the period of time, and they are shifted to industry. They have some kind of disappointment towards the existing academic system, and maybe the various factors contributed by this the poor environment and all those things. Because when I talked to one of my friends, I don't want to mention his name of the faculty as well as the college, and
Okay.
let us keep it as a confidential. It is a secret code. So
Okay.
I think maybe you may be knowing that. If I say, you will know. He's from Guntur region. He shifted to industry is good enough. But when I
Okay.
asked him, we said that thing, but they principal or fact management, they want more from faculty, but they never think of their wealth and prosperity, their
Yes, correct.
satisfaction. Because what I feel nothing but under this condition you are saying about the collaboration, research. So if at all, if the system want to hold the research interested faculty member into the system, and it is highly essential right and that this system or the institution should develop the environment such a way, and they should have their interest should not be declined. They should be encouraged. So it's all the things what I feel. I think I don't know because in US what is the things going on there, and actually even US also right now it's a very worst what I feel because of the COVID, and it's also because when I talk to some people, it was worst I think. Uh,
Yeah, okay. Here also in academic institute, the faculty, it is very difficult to sustain because if they have no funding, the positions are not permanent,
yeah.
and they're all okay. They continuously academic researchers and academic faculty, they are struggling to sustain here because their position is not permanent. Okay, every year they will. So here we have more challenges, but there we have more encouragement and more facilities are given here. But the problem is, okay, here the position is not permanent. But there we have jobs, but we have not much satisfaction and much research component. There is no much research component in it. So obviously, if the faculty are having a lot of interest and aspiration to grow. Okay, so definitely the management should provide should provide facilities, and they should always provide some awards, and and even salary also they should pay in equivalent to the industry.
No, actually, so what's happening here? Yeah, even we are trying to do that. But even though around 10% of the institution we are trying to do it. So what is happening? The remaining 90% of the colleges, what they interpret, what is the situation, what they created. Now it's very difficult to get a faculty with minimum quality into the teaching because everyone is attracted towards industry. Even the research interest among the PG students, even if you take the PG students, now, if you take 50 students, the number of students who are having real research interest is only 10%, 5 members only I can say. Remaining they don't have. Because, but it is very clear the research is the field. Even the pharma industry need to undertake a research in it. If you don't do research, it's very difficult to survive because there are a lot of challenges ahead in our disease of cancer, fluorosis, drugs, and viral infection. There are many things. So, but only thing is that the fundamental education is very poor in India. The students don't have even basic intermediate fundamental, they finish the B form. Really, it is unfortunate. It's I don't know whether wrong with the student, whether wrong with the system, with the education, and why it's happening. It's really it's a disappointing. And
Yes, I do.
that is in that scenario, what happened with this system, with this standard of the student, it is very difficult to scope up the student into the industry. The industry is the other extreme, but these students are in the other extreme.
Yeah.
So that's why here, only thing is that I feel the institution should inculcate a research in as well as students. Then they equip their knowledge, then they become moist and enough to work with the industry, and they cope up with the industry. And it's all a way we implement. It's no really just calling the students and educating, all not work out.
Oh, yeah. I do agree with you. Yeah.
What do you feel?
Okay. There are some question and answer questions from the students, I think so.
Any more questions?
What is the prerequisite for SAS program? SAS programmer.
So here, prerequisites, even MSc Statistics postgraduates also they can learn the SAS program. But however, it is SAS, we have SAS Financial and SAS Clinical. So SAS Clinical is more applicable to clinical trials. So the pharmacy students they have more chances to get job opportunities in clinical trials. So, however, the SAS it is a little bit difficult to learn it. So once you learn it, okay, there is a lot of demand in the even in the US also. Many students they are doing a SAS programming. So though it is little bit difficult to learn and implement, so once if you once the student becomes expertized, so job opportunities are very good in India. Even India also. Okay, in India also the opportunities are very good. In the US also good.
Which are the best models to adapt for research other than rodents?
To be adapted for research other than rodents. Other than rodents, okay, rodents, I consider rodents are the best models. So they so because okay, when you consider a rabbit is a big animal model, drug consumption, and in the industry, the small amounts of drug is also very costly. So even when we test the plasmids, okay, we test the plasmids to silence the genes. So they are very costly. So okay, since the drug formulations are very costly, when the body size is very large enough, so we need to dose the animals with the large dose. So okay, we can't afford to use the large dose in the large animals, and even rodents are more similar to the humans, and more easily we can easily handle them. Rodents, even rats are more. So, for example, if you take SD rats are more docile, so we can easily handle them. So when compared to even mice. So my son students, they are more, they are the best models. Some of the models may vary depending on the disease condition we test it. Like if it is asthma, you need to use the guinea pigs. So based on the disease models, so animal models may change. Like in case of temperature regulation, we use the ferrets animal models. So animal model may change depending on the type of disease model you are studying, and particularly these animal models are very convenient to handle. This is what I could answer for that.
So where can we get to learn the softwares used in industry?
Okay, so this is we have many softwares in mentioned in the M.Pharm curriculum and even M.Pharm curriculum particularly. So I see some of the institutes they offer training for the molecular docking studies. So I see some of the institutes they offer some training for the molecular docking studies for the medicinal chemistry. But okay, for the graphite prism software, these softwares, we don't have specific trainings for this. So we have training for R softwares. So we have online training courses for this. So if you want to learn some of the softwares, so we have many online courses with we have some online training courses with some of the agencies. So I forgot Coursera, I think Coursera, and we have another company. So that they offer online training courses, but in epidemiology, we have Raven software. So these softwares, some of the students, they already visited the industry, they have learned these softwares. So in my case, okay, I have learned most of the softwares with the help of my students only. Let me tell you an example. One of my students, he is working as a hair analyst. He is a health economics outcome research analyst. So okay, he knows how to handle the relevant software. So they come back to our institute and they will teach how to do it. So that's why some of the softwares which are learned by the industry people, and whenever they conduct some workshops, they are going to demonstrate this software tools. So I have learned some of the SPSS software. I have learned through workshops only. So some of the softwares you can learn it from YouTube. So in a YouTube channel, okay, we have non-MEM software. Non-MEM software you can learn it in the YouTube, and R software also you can learn it in the YouTube. SAS programming also is available. So
can you elaborate regarding RSG software? With that, we'll close.
Okay, I have no idea about the RSG software. Okay, I have no idea. Simply I know the name of it because some of my students are working on this software.
Okay, sir. I think that's the end of question answer session. And
okay.
I request Dr. Mohandas sir to give a vote of thanks to Dr. Shivareddy
Pawan, 1 minute.
Sir.
And I just forgot to ask a small, questions. And Dr. Shivareddy garu, actually, in our institution, we are planning to set up a zebrafish model in pharmacology.
Zebrafish, okay.
Because alternative to rodent model.
Okay.
Yeah, we have decided to introduce that in the pharmacology department, and even myself and Dr. Soms perhaps is in the meeting now. So under joint guidance, we have taken a student and we are trying to set up. And so you have any exposure at your institution, at your collaborating institution where you're working in US? And do you have any zebrafish model functioning or the setup at this level? And do you have any exposure on that? So that we may have we may have a private discussion later, even if it is late for you.
Yeah, okay. So I have no exposure on zebrafish model, but however, we can find the the suitable researchers working on that.
Yeah. Now it's a growing one because many people even embryonic model and cytotoxicity cancer. And there are many things, even nature, frequently I can see something in nature paper and on zebra fish. So that, because when I interacted with one of my writer student who passed out, he did his PhD in IIST on zebra fish model. So he worked on CNS.
Okay.
Okay. So very but rodent model and model you are being.
Sir, Ramlinga sir, your voice is breaking.
Ramlingam, you can speak to sir later, I think.
Yeah.
The other session is there, I think.
Yes, sir. Shivareddy, sir.
Okay.
Is it audible, sir?
Yeah, it is audible.
Yeah, sir. Very, very thankful for your time and your expert in sharing your knowledge. And I have to really thank your attitude of intensified learning. Up to this time also, you are learning a lot behind your laboratory research works. Really, it has to be appreciated, sir. Thanks for your time, sir. And thanks for your acceptance towards this international conference at your late night.
Yeah.
And good night to you. Sleep well. Take care of your health, sir.
Oh,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks so
Shivareddy.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Shivareddy garu.
Sir. Sir.
Good night. Good night.
Good day. Happy good day. Okay.
Ramlingam, you can speak that issue at a later stage, I think. Okay? At a later time.
Sir. Yeah, no, sir, he answered. They don't have the setup.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have setup.
They don't have the zebra fish setup there. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Good night, sir. Fine. Thank you.
Good night. Okay.
And without further delay, I request Ms. Likita to introduce our next speaker, Sri Murugan Pillai. Likita, you may please.
Yes. Good morning, respected madam, sir. Today I am here about to introduce Sri Murugan Pillai, sir. A pharma graduate, a postgraduate diploma in marketing. He has 18 years of experience in pharma industry with a direct work exposure in India, Nepal, Philippines, Malaysia, and Singapore. He is very passionate business leader and has a successful track record, hands-on experience in new launches in pharma and medical science and team management. He also has a pricing commercial policy and team management, distributor management, marketing accessing project and marketing companions for pharmacy segment, directed to consumer companion for OTC brands, KOL advocacy development programs, Med-Eat programs, and primary and secondary market research. He also mentored and groomed young sales and marketing talents in-house. He also follows a strong performance culture with zero compromise on compliance and process. His results oriented with a good track record of getting projects completely efficiently and more inclined to use technology in bringing efficiently. So now I would like to introduce Mr. Murugan Pillai sir to give his valuable speech.
Hello, Dr. Murugan.
Hello, hi. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Yeah. Yeah, hi.
Murugan.
Hi, Ramalingam.
Fine.
Your voice is a bit breaking.
Yeah, it's breaking. Okay, please proceed with the later, please.
Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Okay, I'll go to the slideshow mode. All right.
Yeah, it's fine, sir.
Okay, it's good. All right.
Yes.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. So on the first hand, let me thank Professor Padmanabha Reddy, so the principal, Dr. Ramalingam, who is a convener of this event, my fellow panelists, and most importantly, the audience. I would like to thank all of you for deciding to stay back on a Sunday afternoon to listen to me. I am between you and the lunch, so I will make it as quick as possible and as brief as possible. So today, the topic that I'm going to talk about is mindset and skill set for professional success. So initially, I thought I will say mindset versus skill set, but I realized that these two are not one or the other. You see, it's not a zero-sum game. It is, you need to have both, right? It's something like people asking, okay, so if you want to be successful in academics or you want to be successful in profession. Basically, you have to do well in academics. So there is no two thoughts about it. You got to do well in academics, okay? But is doing well in academics alone, is it good enough? The answer might be no, right? So you need to have a little more. You might have heard from your friends and seniors, few people do phenomenally well in their professional careers, in spite of being just an average or above average in academics. So what makes them apart and what makes them to be so successful? A few things which we can look at. So first of all, I've never been an academic, or I'm not a scholar, but I'm in the industry. So I see more of practical side. Yeah. So in my talk, what I'm going to deliver, it's more from the practical angle. So since I see that in the very close quarters, so I will speak from that perspective, right? If it is too simplistic, please kindly pardon me. So with this caveat, let me start. Okay, so what I learned is most of the audience today in this call are students. Most of you are from B.Pharm or M.Pharm, about to complete your course, and you're going to get into the industry. So you are going to make this great leap from academics to the industry, or even you want to pursue your research going forward. But it's always good to know, good to think, okay, what have I learned? Am I ready to make this great leap? Is there anything that I need to prepare more? It's something which you should always do a quick check before you jump into it, right? So with this, I was just thinking when I got this topic of skill sets and mindset, whether I should go give a big laundry list of skill sets that are required, that are essential, or I pick up a couple of skills and then I go deep and give you some real practical tips which can be of some use. Yeah. Then finally, I decided to do the later. So I just picked up one topic, one skill set, which is critical, whichever career path you choose. Okay, so I'm going to dwell a little bit deeper on that subject. Okay, otherwise the topic is very broad. Skill sets. I was listening to Dr. Siva Reddy Challa. So in one of his slides, he gave a long list of skill sets. Wonderful. He captured a lot of things, quite comprehensive. But since my topic is purely on skill sets, I'm going to dwell a little bit deeper on one of the skill sets, which is presentation skills. Okay. Even presentation skills is a broader topic. So I'm going to focus more on how would you use Microsoft PowerPoint to make an effective business presentation. So that is one of the topic I'm going to dwell deeper. And once I cover that skill set, I will move on to the mindset. Okay, so I've been given 45 minutes in total. I'll stick to my time. So I'm going to start with this. Okay, I'm going to show you 3 pictures. I know there is no option for an interaction here, but maybe you can take a look at this picture. Okay, so you know who it is and why this picture is significant. Okay, so the person that you see here, his name is Martin Luther King. Okay, and he gave this speech called "I Have a Dream." So, and this speech is a landmark speech on the racial discrimination in the US, and many things change after this. And the next thing, one minute, and now you see another picture. I'm sure all of you are aware who this guy is, the Steve Jobs. And what is the speech? This is the speech when he introduced the first iPhone. And after this speech, the world changed, right? Nobody uses a 2G phone anymore. All of us use a smartphone. Next, this is the picture of Obama. So when he delivered this Democratic National Convention speech in 2004, before that speech, Obama was almost a non-entity in the US. So, and he made, I mean, rest is history after this speech. So the point that I'm trying to make here is a successful talk is a little miracle. People see the world differently afterwards. So public speaking or even presentation skills is one of the critical skills. It is not just for the person who delivers the speech and including the audience, the whole world, you can make a difference. Okay, so you can make people see the world different. So it's extremely important to have this skill if you want to grow, do very well in your professional life, in whichever career path you choose. Okay, so I'm going to spend 15 minutes, the next 15 minutes on effective business presentations using PowerPoint. All of us use PowerPoint, right? Uh, I, I think for this generation Z or generation Y, you have been using PowerPoints much earlier in your life than people like me and Ramalingam. So we started using it only after we came to the industry, after we started working, right? So I'm going to give you tips. What is acceptable and what is acceptable in the industry? Okay. First of all, most PowerPoint presentations are boring. Okay, you should remember this. As a presenter, you might put in a lot of efforts to make very good slides, but you remember they are boring. Okay, so you need to start thinking from the audience perspective. How can you make it interesting and make that person sit and listen to you? Okay, number 2. So today's presentation, I'm going to focus on 3 things, okay, on the presentation part. Number 1, how do you make slides? Okay, the design and content part of it. Number 2, as a presenter, what are the things you need to focus on? Okay, I repeat. So the next 12 to 15 minutes is only on this. How do you design? How do you make slides? Design and content. And the next thing is about as a presenter, how do you prepare yourself? Right? So hope you are ready for it. So let's move on to the first one, slide design. Okay, so how do you design your slides? You need to focus on 4 things when you design your slides. First is text and visuals. Next is a font and colors, background and animation. All these things might sound very simple, right? All of us do this day in, day out. Now, we do make mistakes, okay? So now let's see. You need to understand, okay? Text is death. You see the slide here? Okay, see here? When you see a slide like this, okay, you can expect almost 90% audience already given up. Okay, so you should realize text is death. Keep words to a minimum, okay? Always think visuals, have pictures. Pictures always speak much more than words, right? You just show one small picture and you can communicate a lot through pictures, Think visual. Next, font and colors. Always use high contrast colors and fonts. That means if you are using a white background, you can use a black font. Black or a dark background, you can use a light color font. Okay, now you look at this. If you have background and font colors like this, it can merge with the background. Yeah. Next, do not use complicated fonts. It might look very stylish and it might be very tempting to use very complicated fonts. Don't do it. Next, do not use tiny little text. 26 size is the minimum when you do a professional presentation. Okay, so hope you can recollect this. I'm moving on to the next. Background. Many of us are tempted to use a complicated background, for example, like this. But you see here, there are chances for the text to be blurred with the background. Always use solid colors and simple patterns. Keep it simple. Yeah. Next. The next major problem with the presentation is animations. You see, many people try to animate just for the sake of it. Animation is good when it is required, yeah, but not for the sake of it. See? Literally, if I'm making this presentation with all these animations, you cannot take it anymore, right? It's incredibly irritating. So do not have it. So with this, I complete the first part of it, which is your slide design, okay, in which we cover the font, background, colors, all these things, animations, things like that. Next, I'll move on to the next thing, which is the slide content. Okay, so how do you create the content for your presentation? Again, I give you 4 points to remember. First thing, know your audience, know your point, tell your story, limit your material. Okay, I'll go one by one. First point is know your audience. Okay, so you have to customize the content based on who your audience are. If your audience is a fellow expert, okay, for example, let's say Ramalingam is presenting to his fellow panelists, fellow experts, he can use technical jargon, okay, details, he can get into real details, in-depth discussion, everything is okay. And let's say if he's briefing his colleagues, some jargon is okay, little bit of details are fine. But if he is going to make a presentation to a general audience, you should minimize jargons and especially the abbreviations which only you and your colleagues use. You should not use them when you are making a presentation to a general audience. Only talk big picture, generalized, which everybody can understand and appreciate. Okay, so you have to choose the style which is appropriate to the audience. All right. Next, you should know your point. This is one of the major factors that can lead to a failure of a presentation. Good presentation. Presenter might be good, he has a lot of content, but if your presentation is going all over the place, audience will lose track. They don't know what you're trying to say, right? So always you keep this in mind, 1 or 2 main ideas per talk. And everything that you say should come back to these 2 points because people cannot remember too many things. Just 1 or 2 main ideas, what you want to drive in your presentation. Everything should come back, relate to these points, right? That's knowing your point. Tell a story. All the presentation, you should go back to your olds when you were small kids, when your parents were telling you a story. Those are the things that you retain. Those are the things that you carry with yourself even now. Why they're impactful? Because they were told in a particular pattern. How do they start? There is a structure in storytelling. There is a beginning, there is a middle and an end. There is a very clear logical flow. Okay, and when you are making a long presentations, have transition slides. So you prepare the audience for what you're going to say, right? If your material is complicated, it's better to outline and summarize then and there. Otherwise, there are big chances that audience lose out. on what you're trying to say. Okay, so always tell a story, whatever you want to say in a presentation. Next, limit your materials. You cannot have, like you can see here, right? You're on 400 number slide. Nobody is going to sit there to listen. Minimize your material. One slide per minute. Okay. You cannot be having like 5 slides in a minute. Nobody will remember. One slide per minute. And I'm going to give you some guidelines on if you are going to give lecture, okay, for a 1 hour session, you should have not more than 20 slides. That means every slide you spend at least 3 minutes. And research talk, 26 slides for a 50-minute talk. That means 2 minutes per slide. And if it is a public lecture, like when you're addressing a larger group of audience, not homogeneous, it's better you keep 1 slide per minute, or the recommendation is at least around 40 slides for a 50-minute talk. Okay, so those are the 4 points you keep in mind when you prepare content. Next thing is about presenter yourself. When you're preparing for your presentation, what are the things you need to focus upon? 3 points. I'll give you 3 things: prepare, practice, and present. Okay, how do you prepare? What are the things you need to prepare? You need to prepare the material, you need to prepare your appearance, and you need to prepare your style. What is about the material? Handouts, personal notes, visual aids. Yeah, whether you're going to make this presentation in person or you're going to do a virtual presentation like what we are doing now, you keep your personal notes with you, what you want to highlight, right? Any visual aids, all these things you should keep it in handy. Most important, know your subject. Okay, before you go and present, you got to be 100% confident and you should know what you're going to talk about. Number 2, appearance. If it is a very formal setting, it's good to use a dark suit and a light color shirt. Wear something comfortable. Okay, don't wear something very tight or something too not considered professional. Wear something comfortable in which you can breathe properly. Be confident. Okay, an appearance is not about looking beautiful, it's about looking comfortable and confident. So you have to dress accordingly. Next is about style. Every one of us, we have a style. Do not try to copy or imitate others. You have your style. Be yourself. People can see through. So you have to be honest. Okay. So these are the 3 things you should prepare. Focus while you're preparing for your presentation. Practice. Okay. I don't think I have to highlight the importance of practice. Whatever you do, of course, you have to practice. If you have to better yourself. You have to practice on the timing. If 45 minutes is the slot given, you should practice for 45 minutes. What are the choice of words, right? Visual aids, materials. And also it's important to test your hardware, your computer. And if you're a slide changer, you try and test them. Rehearse and practice. Please remember while you're presenting, okay, you remember these things. What people will remember is 55% visuals, right? They look at you, they look at your slides, the visuals, what they see is what they remember. Next 38% what they can retain is vocal, what is being told. And only 7% of what you write there get retained. So you remember this order, visual, pictures, and what you say. And then comes what is written, and that's only 7% of what is written get retained. All right. Next, how do you do that presentation? You have to make a strong start. You have to, especially when you're doing in presence, when you're doing a presentation in physically, you have to engage the audience in the first 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, you should ask questions, you should make a joke, or you start with a bang, you make a provocative statement or something like that. But so that you can attract the attention of the audience, the first 2 to 3 minutes is extremely important. Okay, make a strong start. Show your passion. Okay, nobody wants to listen to somebody who is not passionate about what he's talking. Show your passion. How do you show it? Movements, gestures, varying your pitch and volume. All these things will help you to show your passion. Next, make eye contact. So especially when you are in a virtual presentation, look into the camera. Those are the eyes of the audience, right? Make eye contact and do not forget to smile. Okay, sorry, that reminds me to smile more. So don't forget to smile. Next, if it's available, use a presenter's mode. In the PowerPoint, you have an option to use a presenter's mode. You try and use that. Okay. All right, so I come to the towards the fag end of this part of my presentation. What are the don'ts? What are the don'ts when you're making a presentation? Lack of enthusiasm, lack of experience, lack of practice, lack of material, lack of confidence, hesitation can be a killer. Okay, ambiguity in the results that you want to conclude. You start with something and before when you end, the conclusion changes. That is ambiguous. Okay, you can avoid all these pitfalls. So to summarize, slide design, remember this text is death. Use high contrast font and colors. Keep the background simple. Use animation sparingly. Slide content, know your audience, know the point, tell a story, limit your materials. And as a presenter, prepare. You prepare your materials, appearance, style. Practice. And when you present, start really strong. Show your passion, interact, and if possible, use a presenter's view. Okay. So these are a few of the things I wanted to share as far as the PowerPoint presentation is concerned. So to summarize, keep it simple, keep it focused, keep it visual. Okay. And a final caveat, if it works, it is good. What I mean by saying this is, all these things that I told you is a recommendation. You can make a fantastic presentation without following any of this. It might be working for you, right? So these are just suggestions and recommendations. Observing people, a few of the good presenters who I've come across in the industry. These are just recommendation. I'm not saying that's the only way of making a good presentation. So if something works for you, then it is good. You should just continue doing it. All right, I stop here, take a minute break because we are going to move into the next topic, which is about the mindset. So we have completed the presentation on skill set because we focused on only one skills, which is presentation skills, which we went a little bit deeper. We saw a few of the do's and don'ts. So we're going to take a minute break. I'm going to have some water. You also have a water. Just relax yourself because we're going to, the next 15 to 20 minutes, we're going to do mindsets. Okay. And the mindsets, it will be a little bit philosophical, especially it's not a good idea to do it before lunch. So let us give ourselves a minute of break. Just sit back, relax, sip your cup of coffee or whatever you have in your desk. Let me have some water. All right. Okay, let me start in the interest of time. Okay, mindsets. When I say mindset, what is mindset and why is it important? I'm sure all of us have this thing in mind. why mindset is important and what is it. First of all, when I say mindset, what I mean is your belief system. Okay, all of us, we view the world through this frame or lens called belief system. To give you an example, few of us might believe um, going and asking somebody something is an expression of failure or is an expression of weakness. Few of us might think. As a result, what happens? You will never go and ask for help. You will try to do everything by yourself, right? So there are so many such beliefs which drives your action. All the life choices that we make are based on this belief, which we call as mindset, right? So Mahatma Gandhi once said, beliefs leads to thoughts, and the thoughts leads to words, and which leads to action, that leads to habit, and which leads to your character or destiny. So what we have here, that what we believe and your mindset, which we call it, which is mindset, drives everything. Okay, so that's why it's extremely important. To give you a little more explanation on this, think of a situation. When you get up in the morning, you are in a bad mood, okay, and you're worried about something that happened to you. Maybe you're overwhelmed with work, or your boss scolded you, or anything of this sort. Do you think this will have an impact on your daily activities that day? It does, isn't it? So mindset has a direct impact on your thoughts. It has a direct impact on your action. And unless otherwise, we have a way of controlling our mindset, or is there any way of influencing our own mindset? The chances of the outcomes, you have no control on the outcomes. Okay, so sorry, if I'm not very clear, maybe I can explain it a little better in my next slides. So there are few mindsets, there are few techniques which are available these days to manage your mindset or to make changes to your mindset. Okay, the first thing is to own it. The first mindset change that you should think about is to own it. You can see the statement on the slide. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you cannot, you're right. That means when you think you can, most of the times you'll complete that. You will be successful. And when you think you cannot, and most of the times you're right. Yes, you cannot. You will be unsuccessful. So the thoughts that you have in your mind has power, and not all thoughts are equal. Okay, there are few positive and there are few negative. Similarly, feelings. Okay, if someone says something, okay, that is a stimulus, and to against that stimulus you have a response. If you have a very strong emotional response, let's say she says something, I really get angry, right? Then you are a hostage to that stimulus. So anybody can trick you, anybody can make you feel the way they want. If somebody wants to make you feel angry, if somebody wants to make you feel weaker, anything is possible. So the control is not with you, control is with somebody else. So the first thing that you need to realize is owning, okay, what you currently feel, what you currently think. Is in life you should own, okay, these are my thinking, these are my thoughts. The moment you own your thoughts and feelings, that is step number one. And then so that you can start making changes to your thinking and feeling only after you own it. So this is the most critical first step in our process of managing mindset. Okay, so let's move to the next thing. Is about self-awareness. Okay, Self-awareness leads to greater ownership. When I said in my first mindset to own it, right? How do you own it unless otherwise you're not aware that this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm feeling? Okay, self-awareness is critical because it gives the ability to predict your personal behavior and thus control when needed or wanted. Okay, when you are aware that okay, I will feel angry when somebody says this, I feel shy to do this. So if you're completely aware of your thoughts, okay, that can predict your behavior, so you can control whenever it is wanted. Okay, so you should ask yourself this question: why am I doing this? What causes me to see this way? How can I feel differently to get different results? Right? So, because in the first slide we saw the mindset, the belief system controls your outcome. So, unless otherwise, so you have to make a conscious effort to see yourself from a balcony view, right? How can you do that? By asking these questions to yourself so that it gives you a balcony view of your inner mind. Okay, the next mindset I want to talk about is self-confidence. This is one of the single most critical success factor. Many of us also misunderstand. It's also misunderstood. First of all, you should keep this in mind. Self-confidence is not arrogance. Okay. So how is arrogance different from confidence? Okay. It is not the thinking that you are better than others. Like if you think that, then that is arrogance. It is a thinking that you don't have to compare yourself to anyone at all. That is confidence, right? So when you have, so this, you think about it, this is an incredible, I mean, it can change the paradigm for you. It did for me. I'm sure if you really give it a serious thought, it will do for you also. I've seen many competent people. You just look around you. There are so many competent people, right? But many are they are sabotaging their full potential by lack of this one single factor called confidence. Okay. First of all, you should start with your internal power. What is it? Being self-aware and owning your thought and feelings. You cannot control the world, but you can control how you respond to it. So, for you to control your response, first of all, you should control your thoughts and feelings. Okay, that is called internal power. Okay, now, then what is your external power? External power is your ability to speak and take action. Okay, how do people measure your confidence? They cannot see what you have in your mind, but they can see what you do and what you say, right? So people can be equally competent, but the way they communicate with confidence, that can vary significantly. So all I can recommend is have a perspective on everything. Take action. Will you be successful every time? Will you be always right? No. But when you speak and act with confidence, the results will always be better than when you do it with self-doubt. Okay, so that's about self-confidence. Next, these are, I mean, self-confidence, I'm sure you would have heard from, I mean, of course, it's not a new concept, but I want to highlight and emphasize on the importance of self-confidence for success. Next, there is a terminology called self-efficacy. So this anybody who does psychology who would have read about it. So what is self-efficacy? Self-efficacy means a belief that whatever comes our way, we can handle it. Okay. And you strongly believe there is no failure, only feedback and improvement. The moment you have this feeling, whatever comes, I can do it. So that gives you the courage to take on and you push you forward. And there is no failure, it's only feedback. So that will give you the amount of freedom and you feel liberated. There is no fear of failure. Okay, just a couple of more points I want to highlight here. With self-efficacy, right, we are better prepared to do new things. Take feedback and move forward. We are more resilient and can be creative and innovative. If you do not have this self-efficacy and have this self-doubt, there is no way you will take up and then you will go forward and try something new because you are afraid of failure. Okay. So with confidence, we take ownership of the present. With self-efficacy, we take ownership of the future. So in industry, people always look for people who can innovate, who can take things forward. And nobody likes people who's having self-doubt. In spite, they might be really brilliant, they can be competent, but if they do not showcase their confidence and efficacy, nobody knows about it. Okay. So with this, I move on to the next mindset, which is called influence. So what is influence? Influence is getting somebody to do something which he or she otherwise wouldn't have done. Okay, that is influence. It is about getting a willing yes. It's not just yes, but a willing yes. Yes, I really want to do it. If you can get somebody to do that, that is called influence. It is not authority. Okay. For example, you have a subordinate, you ask him to do something, they have to do, they cannot say no. That is called authority. But influence is something which you can get somebody to do or to get a willing yes without authority is called influence. So what is it? What is influence? So influence is about asking. Okay, you have to ask. If you do not ask, then nobody knows what you want them to do, isn't it? So then there is something called how to ask. Okay, always remember, people respond to whatever you ask based on their belief system. So always it is transactional. You have to give and receive something of value to influence. Okay, so it is always reciprocal. So you remember that. Next thing is, how do you ask? Communicate assertively. Okay, this word assertively is very commonly misunderstood. Assertively means it is definitely not arrogant. Okay, assertive is something between passive and aggressive. Okay, you're not passive means you just let things happen, and you're not making any initiative. That is passive, right? Aggressive is you actually terrify others, you just bombard your thoughts on others, so that is more aggressive. Assertive is basically direct, honest, and confident. Okay, these are the three keywords. It is direct, you don't beat around the bush. Yeah, and you're confident and you're direct. Yeah, and honest, you're speaking honestly. If these three things, if we can put them together, that is an assertive communication. And what happens when you speak assertively? It allows and encourages the other party also to express freely. So speaking assertively is important. And you should expect an yes. Always when you go with a proposal, whether you're going for a job interview or you're submitting a research proposal for which you're expecting a grant, you should have all these things in mind. Communicate assertively and you give and receive value to the opposite party. What is the value? What is in it for him? You should communicate that assertively, and honestly, you should expect a yes internally. Yeah, from your bottom of your heart, you should expect an yes. So that's mindset number 5. And the last mindset I would like to highlight is something called impact. Okay, so what is impact? So you have all your internal powers, right? You have your self-aware, you are self-confident, you have the self-efficacy, and then you really communicate well and you try to influence others. So what matters is the impact. Okay, what finally materialize is the impact that you create. Now in this, you need to remember the key to success is leverage. When you say leverage means it is not just what we do, but what we influence others to do. Okay, as we grow up the ladder, it is not just what one person you can do as a leader. So you are expected to influence others in a positive way, and so in that way you influence the positive outcome for the organization. So that is valued much more. So that is what we call as impact. Okay. So I have the last two slides of my presentation. So first thing, these are the few things I want you to remember. What others think and say of me is none of my business. Okay. Do not worry about what others think or say about you. It's none of your business. Okay. You do not expect anything, accept everything. Okay. This is almost like what Krishna told to Lord Arjuna. So you don't be so much troubled about what others say. You should just look at what you want yourself to be. So you control, you have better control on your feelings, your thoughts, and you do not compare yourself with others. Okay, that is a truly liberating feeling when you walk into a room and you don't have to compare against anybody else. You just have to compare with yourself. Can you be a better yourself? Yeah, that's all you need to know. Next point I want to highlight is perfection. There are many people, I mean, in fact, we have been told that be a perfectionist, right? But now is a new concept if you're not heard about it. Perfection is paralyzing because it will not allow you to make mistakes. Okay. So you should make mistakes because mistakes leads to progress. If you if you try to fake the perfection, that leads to unhappiness. Okay, please remember that. The next point I want to make is personal success is applauded, but those who make a difference in others' life, that's what I'm talking about, impact, is celebrated. Okay, remember these points. And this is my last slide, which will give you wings. Wings means that will take you off, liberate you. Number one, change your narrative. What I mean by that is when you know that this particular belief system is bothering you or stopping you from performing this. For example, you feel that talking out loud or talking in front of your superiors is disrespectful. Let's say that's your belief system. Okay. But you know very well, as a result, you are not opening your mouth in the meetings. Okay, which is not helpful at all. So how do you change? You need to change the narrative, the mindset. So you start believing, you change your belief. It is okay to talk in front of your superiors, but not disrespectfully. You can be assertive, make your points confidently, right? So that change your narrative. Choose your best self. You are not comparing against others. You're not saying, I'm going to become the next Tendulkar. I'm not going to become the next Sundar Pichai, but I want to become the best Dr. Pavan. Okay. You choose the best self. Live unapologetically. Okay. First of all, you be confident about yourself, appreciate yourself, the talent that you, skills that you have. For people who have reached here, you have reached Riper, is one of the premier institutes of the country, right? You should be happy about yourself. Live an unapologetic life. Should not be scared of appreciating yourself. Next, do a dance of joy. It is perfectly okay to celebrate success. Once in a while, you should do it. No harm. Okay, if you don't like dancing, you sing. But remember to appreciate yourself. Next, make a difference. When you are successful, you need to influence others also to bring in a positive difference in the society or the organization that you're working for. Make a difference, right? Break the shackles, and all these changes in the mindsets will give you wings. So I stop here. That's my last slide, and this is my thank you dance for all of you. Thanks so much for the opportunity, and I stay put to take any questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your great inspiring speech. Now the session is open for questions. Dear participants, if you have any questions, please post them in the question answer session. That will be asked to sir.
Okay, shall I stop sharing?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Participants?
I think we are getting too close to lunchtime.
Yes. But compared to the other, subject related speeches, what this speech is, many of the informed people, not only informed people, even the faculty, they don't know how to present. Even if we see the presentations which are there in YouTube and all, they will be loaded with a lot of text. So now your presentation made it clear how to make a presentation more effective, such that the viewers will be, more attracted towards the presentation. Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for that. And I think we have two questions here.
Okay.
How to handle repeated failure? That is one question placed by Mr. GNK Ganesh.
Okay, so thanks for the question, Ganesh. How to handle repeated failure? See, the failures can be for several reasons, right? So from this question is not complete, but I will just extrapolate it, and based on my understandings, I will answer this question. Everyone has failures. There is nobody who can say I've never failed in my life. Yeah. So, but the degree of failure can vary. Few people might have more failures. Few people might have less failures, and also how great the failure is. Okay, a failure in a school is different from a failure when you are when you are holding a very high office, right? So when you are, but what is more important is your mindset to accept failure, rather faking that you are not you will never fail. So that is the core essence of the thing that I want to highlight. Everybody fails. There is nothing to really worry about it. Of course, it will give you a momentary a displeasure or uncomfortable feeling in front of your colleagues and the society. No, I mean, absolutely, there is no question about it. But what is expected out of you, what will really help you is accepting the fact and to understand the reasons behind the failure and consciously making an effort to overcome those failures will put you in a better place to face the future, rather complaining that you are being singled out by the god, and you are being that you I mean that is I mean what I'm trying to say is, rather taking it as a too personally is better. The better way is to accept the defeat and to better look for ways to improving it. That's all I can say. And in fact, that's why I say perfectionism is actually paralyzing. You should not be over um, so passionate about being perfect, because you should allow yourself a little bit of space to make failures, right? Because only failures can allow you to learn. It will allow you to get feedback and progress in life. If you wait for you to become 100% correct every time, then you will continue to do only what you know very well. You will never try to learn anything new. Sorry, that's a very long answer for a very short question. So hope I answered it, Ganesh. By the way, Ganesh is my classmate and my good friend.
Sir, one more question. Hello, sir. How can we bring attention of audience if any disturbances occurs at the time of presentation?
What kind of disturbance? I'm not sure, but anyway, first you can make things very clear at the beginning of the presentation. Okay, it depends what kind of audience you're presenting. So if it's a professional and business audience, generally these things are was given, right? So people understand what they're supposed to do. They will put their mobile phones switched off. Generally, they do not chit chat. They give you, whether they are physically, they are mentally present, we don't know, but physically they pay you 100% attention. But if you are in a very not so professional gathering, yes, there are chances. And you have, that's what I'm saying. You cannot 100% control the external environment, but what you can control is how you respond to it, right? If there is a lot of disturbance and if you are disturbed internally, so you lose your confidence, you make mistakes in your presentation. That is the worst thing to happen. If you have better control on how you respond to the stimuli, uh, the outcomes are always better. Yeah.
Next question, sir. Good morning, sir. You have highlighted that appearance, a particular dress code, is important parameter for presentation. That is, if he isn't comfortable with that outfit, still he needs to sacrifice his comfort zone to attract his listeners. No, I think he understood in a different way.
Okay, but just for the benefit of everybody, I would like to repeat. When we say appearance, appearance is not about being wearing the most in thing or being very stylish or anything. Nothing of that sort. You should be presentable. Okay, and in a business world, what is acceptable is your is a dark suit and a white or a light colored shirt. Sorry, I'm not wearing a business suit because it's not a business environment. And also wear something comfortable so that when you are making, I mean, you should be physically comfortable and also mentally comfortable. Let's say I'm wearing a very tight shirt just because that is the in thing, stylish thing, right? So that makes you uncomfortable, right? And also, let's say in few of the places where you go, there is no air, it's not air conditioned, okay? And let's say you are wearing, in those you should, it's better to check with your organizers and then maybe you dress accordingly. In few places, you don't have to wear a suit. When you know very well it is not air conditioned, you can always tell the organizer, okay, you should check with them, okay, what is the dress code? That's number one. Okay, if they say it's a business suit, okay, then it's better to ask, is it a full suit? Okay, is it, or it is semi formal? It's better to clarify. And always remember one thing, it's better to overdress. It's better to overdress, go there, and then it's very easy to remove one or two layers than going underdressed. Okay, that has been my experience. Few occasions I've gone undressed, not undressed, I mean underdressed, but it is not a very pleasant feeling, especially when you have your superiors. They're all well dressed up for the meeting, and when you go in untidy, so it's you may not feel confident.
And the final question, sir, how can we deal with our mindset? That means how can we change our mindset?
All right, so that was the objective of my presentation. So as I told you, there are few steps involved. So the first thing is I repeat my presentation shortly within a minute. First of all, you should own it. Okay, you should own your mindset. When I say mindset, it is your belief system. Okay, so for you should be self-aware. Try to take a balcony view. You should ask those three questions which I told you. Why am I responding this way? Or what makes me feel this way, right? So you should ask these questions. There should be an underlying reason. Maybe your parents told you that way, your teachers told you, your friends told you, all these things. There is some reason why you're holding this belief system, right? But when you know that this belief system is a stumbling block, it is not allowing you to do certain things, right? Then you are aware. So first thing is to know yourself, and consciously you should make efforts to change the mindset. You cannot change your behavior overnight. Even if you change it for 1 or 2 times, it can come back. So you have to think about why you think this way. You should change your frame of mind through which you're looking at the world, right? So you should list out, it takes an effort. It cannot be changed overnight, that's for sure. But you should take small little efforts, pick up one or to few things, one or two critical things, and you start with that, and you can make a huge mindset. For example, many of us do not dance. How many of us dance? Unless otherwise you're pushed or you're drunk, right? So why we do not dance? Because you have your mindset says, if I go and dance, I will be ridiculed. I don't go to the stage and talk, deliver a talk, because I might make mistakes. I will be ridiculed by my friend, my colleagues. Okay, so that's the mindset. So the moment you feel, I don't, what others think, what others feel is none of my business, right? The moment you start thinking this way, if this becomes your mindset, that that day you will be liberated. But it is, you have to make those baby steps.
And one more question, sir. I think, how can we handle question and answers after presentation?
So I want to say how I do, but that's not the right answer. Okay, few questions are, okay, if I understand the question correctly, you want to ask, maybe the questioner wanted to ask, how do you handle questions for which I don't know the answer, right? If you know the answer, of course, it is straightforward. You give the answer. Sometimes the questions are not very clear. Okay, so it's better to ask the questioner to clarify or to put things in perspective, right? But still, if you're not very clear, do not give a false answer which you don't know, or do not try to. I mean, these days everything is out there, all the information is out there, your whole life is out there on your face, everybody can see it. Okay, so do not try to fake it. If you don't know it, so be it, just say I don't know, right? So being honest reply is something which is helpful for both the parties, and it also gives you an opportunity to go back and read yourself. So the best way is to clarify the question every time, because the objective of Q&A is for the presenter to clarify and for the viewers to have a better understanding. That's why there is a Q&A, right? So if this objective is to be met, it's better you clarify, get the question in perspective, and provide answers in a clear, objective way, rather beating around the bush.
I think that's the end of question answer session, sir.
Thank you.
I request Dr. Mohan Raj to convey vote of thanks to Dr. Murugan Pillai. Sir.
Mohan Raj.
I think there is some, I think we don't have to hold everybody before lunch. It's lunchtime. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I would like, once again, I would like to thank Dr. Padmanabha Reddy, Dr. Ramalingam, and all the organizers for this wonderful opportunity. So I look forward to see you maybe some other time or with some other topics. I wish you all the very best for everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Ramalingam could not join because some net connectivity problem is there.
Oh, no worries.
Join. He messaged me.
Okay, no worries.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much for your nice presentation.
Yeah, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you. Pavan?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Murugan, sir, for being with us for this 1.5 hour session and giving your valuable inputs to our students and the participants. And hope we'll come back again with another session where we'll be dealing a new topic. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Dear participants, now we are closing the session for lunch, and exactly within half an hour at 1 o'clock, we'll have the next session. Thank you.